right, so here's something that I found out that might sound kind of wild. Okay, check this out. There's research that says people actually change their lives more after they travel than after therapy. I can already feel the therapist coming after me.
Jesus Christ.
Now, to be clear, this is not about therapy being bad, okay? That's not what I'm saying at all. This is about understanding why travel works so differently, okay? Let's get into it. So, this is coming from the University of Cornell. Cornell University researchers found that experimental purchases, like travel, create more lasting happiness and change than material purchases. And some researchers have found that for people with mild to moderate anxiety, the experience of being somewhere new created more lasting change than just talking about being somewhere new. Okay. And that should tell you a lot. Now, here's the difference. Okay. Therapy is you sitting in the room talking about patterns, basically. Okay. Analyzing your past, trying to understand why you are the way that you are. And that has a ton of value. Again, I'm not crapping on therapy. All right. Understanding yourself really matters, but traveling tests you in real conditions. Okay. You're not talking about being brave. You have to actually be brave when you're navigating a foreign city. Okay. You're not analyzing why you're anxious. You literally are surviving discomfort in real time. And you're realizing that you can. When you travel, you're not talking about who you could be. You're actually being a different version of yourself. That's the difference. It's almost like one is insight and the other is proof. So a shy person might become outgoing when they travel. A people pleaser might become more selfish when they travel because they got to look out for them. They ain't got time to worry about everybody else. And it's not like these are like fake versions of you, okay? They're just parts of yourself that your normal environment suppresses. And that's the best part about traveling to me. You can be whoever you want to be because don't nobody know you over there. Hell, I was in Europe telling everybody my name was Kevin Jackson, Michael Jackson's oldest son. I should probably stop doing that. I like to think about it like this. When you travel, you get to test out different versions of yourself. Okay, the confident version, the version that don't care what people think about you. And when you come back home, you realize which one felt real and which one felt fake. You don't figure out who you are by thinking about it, okay? You figure out who you are by being different people and seeing what sticks. Like, you can't analyze yourself into clarity. You have to test yourself into clarity. There's no way for you to think yourself into knowing who you are. You gotta test it, baby. Now, there was a study done in Korea where they tracked older adults over an 8-year period. And what they found was people who didn't travel for 1 year had a 71% higher risk of depression the following year. And the people who had depression were twice as likely to not travel. Dang, that's a vicious cycle. So basically, no travel equates to more depression, and more depression equates to less traveling. But this is the crazy part. When they broke the cycle and got people to travel again, their depression scores dropped. Not from talking about it, but from doing it.
So,
And I got a few more stats here on travel and mental health for you. A 2013 study found that 80% of people said that traveling improves their mood and outlook on life. 75% said that it reduces stress. And this was a crazy one. Look at this one. Women who travel at least twice a year are significantly less likely to suffer from depression than women who only travel once every 2 years. But this is the catch though. The biggest mistake people make is coming home and immediately going back to their old habits, okay? Immediately going back to the person that they were before they went travel. You know, you go on a trip, you feel amazing, you come back, and within a week, you right back where you started. And that's because you didn't bring the new you home with you, okay? That's the trick. You got to bring the new you that you discovered on your trip back home with you. So when you travel, figure out before you come back, what am I going to do differently, okay? How am I going to stay connected to the person that I was while I was there? I like to do this on the plane ride home, man, because I always find inspiration when I travel. And I'm always thinking to myself, all right, well, who is this new person I'm going to be whenever I get back home? Who is this new Steve that I'm going to be after coming off of this trip? Because I feel like if I don't do that, I'm not getting the most out of the trip. That means the travel was just a break. But if you actually let the trip change you, that's when it becomes something real, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, that's what I was thinking about today. I saw that stat on social media and I was like, oh, this is an interesting topic. Let's dive in. Again, I'm not saying to choose between traveling and therapy, but if you have been in therapy for years and you still feel stuck, then maybe you don't need to do more talking. Maybe you need to start doing. So go somewhere, test yourself, try on a different version of you and see what happens. As a matter of fact, the new version of you can start right now with you pressing that subscribe button or that follow button for your boy, wherever you are listening to this. And as always, if you like this episode, send it to a friend. If you hated this episode, send it to an enemy. But regardless, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And thank you for hearing me out. Peace.